Hey everybody, it's Morgan coming to you live from Highland Cycles in the Nobby Lobby for the Gospel of Two Wheels, number 14, live with Cody Webb today. We are super stoked to have Cody joining us here shortly. Just got off the text phone with Cody, so he should be chiming in here soon. Until he says something, I'm going to go ahead and say what's up and let you guys know that hey, Steve McEwen, Jim Wells, Eric Cancer, what's happening? It's like to see you guys here. The weather here is awesome for dirt bikes. It's chilly, absolutely cold this morning. I don't know, it's probably below freezing, but it's bright sunny and it's going to get real nice. Matt Simpson, what's happening? I hope you guys have your questions ready for Mr. Webb. Like I said, I just got done texting him, so as soon as he chimes in here, we'll be good to go. But yeah, weather here is awesome. Dirt bikes are going to be freaking perfect this weekend, or now if you don't have to work, which is how it should be. What's up, Joe Wayne? What's happening? But yeah, we're Jason Podol. Hey, Portal. John Capto is here. Good to see you guys. Yeah, news for us right now. Hey, Brett, what's happening? Biggest thing, Garrett Anderson, I see you're here, is that Ryan Chamberlain is here. Everybody's here. Chad Titmus, Lord Titmore is on the line. Matt, Andreas, what's happening? Riding, Louisiana, good. Oh, Lord Titmore is watching. Big news for us is that the turkey burn is next Friday. Black Friday is stupid. Shopping on Black Friday is dumb. Riding dirt bikes on Black Friday is awesome. If you're around this part of the world, come ride with us. Chad Hucka, what's happening? Garrett Anderson. So yeah, don't do Black Friday and ride dirt bikes instead. Don't go shopping. Shopping's dumb. Like I said, everybody who's just now tuning in, hey, Anna Cody, what's happening? Just got off the text with Cody, so he will be joining us shortly as soon as he does his little chime in here. Melissa Howie, what's happening? I haven't seen you. You bought sweatshirts and I appreciate it. I'm sorry I wasn't here. It bummed me out that I didn't get to see you. So stop by sometime and say hi. Also, Melissa, are you and G coming out for the turkey burn again this year? Again, turkey burn next Friday, day after the Jeremy Schoening. What's happening? I see you're here. Next Friday, come join us. We're going to Dry Creek. Gonna have fun. Gonna ride dirt bikes. Gonna have a bunch of different groups of people, so it won't all be gnarly, but there will be some gnarly if you want it. Like I said, we're just waiting on Cody. He is up, even though it's an hour earlier in California, so he will be here shortly. Because we were working on our Hey John Hill, what's happening? The feed on our test was a little off because of some Hey Mark Bloom feedback. We're hoping to avoid that today. We'll see what happens. It's not perfect. We do this on phones because our internet connection is so bad here. Not much, Mark. How are you today? So yeah, like I said, waiting on Cody. Again, big news for us. The biggest news for us right now is that next Friday is the turkey burn out at Dry Creek. Darwin Taylor, what's happening? We're going to go ride dirt bikes on Friday instead of Black Friday. Mark, I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Cody Webb says he's watching. Sweet. There he is. Let's bring him in. Bring Cody. Yeah, I know. I can't believe it either. Let's see. Hang on. Elson. There he is.
All right, I got the headphones in, so hopefully this works this time a little better.
That sounds great
to
me.
Me.
So how can you hear
us?
Yeah,
no, we're set to go. It was funny. I was like looking to the Facebook page trying to find the live thing, and I'm like reading all about me, and I'm like, it's probably up by now. And I scrolled down a little farther, and it was right there for playing for 3 minutes. So my bad, I'm being late.
Right, no worries,
Yeah.
no problem. It is an hour earlier there, so thank you very
Yep.
much for joining us. So we already had one question. Can you see these questions when I put them up here?
No, I just see us. It's a wonderful view I have right
Oh,
now.
that's awesome. I'm gonna read you a comment. It's a question for Cody. I teach with teens that would like to go pro. Can you explain how much work it takes to stay at your level, let alone reach that level? So that's from Rob Weir. He's a teacher here close to us. So
All right. Well, obviously, I think it takes a lot more work to get to that level than it is to maintain it. Um, but obviously, I want to keep striving for more, so that's why I put in the extra work now. But I mean, I rode trials for pretty much ever and got all that huge technical base. So, it was like every weekend, my dad and I would go out Saturday, Sunday, and be riding at like 7:30, 8 in the morning for a couple hours. And my dad just pretty much didn't ride. He just committed its time to like working with me because he already had his moment. He felt like, and so, and then every day after school, I'd ride. I'd have to do my homework. My mom made me do my homework, and then I'd go riding after I did homework. So, a lot of work went in there. And then now with enduro cross, it's a little bit different. I don't ride every single day anymore because I don't want to get burnt out. I'm a little bit older now, so I just mix things up and have fun with it. And when I ride my bike, I definitely put in the time and effort. I don't really slouch off with it. And maybe there's days when you're not quite feeling it, so I'll just go out and just practice turns on flat ground because even though we're pros, we still have our faults. So you can always improve on the little things.
a question for me is, I guess, what would be? You said that everybody has their flaws and faults. What is your weakness that you work on the most?
I grew up being the trials rider, so we're not really known for being very aggressive. So in the last couple of years, with enduro cross, I would just kind of putt around the track at my trials pace, and I'd always finish, somewhere near the top, but I wasn't really um, one of the guys that was another level above. And when I started racing, or not racing, but training on the motocross track and just working on like attacking corners and intensity, that's when things kind of changed for me. So for me, I just try and maybe do like sprint laps or something to increase my speed.
Right on. I have to say that from watching you over the years, I've noticed you got a lot more aggressive,
Yeah, yeah, too.
which is awesome. I mean, it's what it takes. Let's see. It looks like someone else we got here. Matt Andreas says, "Are you going to compete against Pat Smadjigan in trials?" Um,
I think I'm too far gone now. I'm washed up. I have a trials bike at home, and the only time I ride it is when I just go out with the local guys I grew up riding with, some of my dad's buddies and stuff. So we just kind of I play with those guys and toy around with them. But I've lost my edge. I'm a dull sword now. But I still really enjoy it. But it's just something about the confidence thing, falling off things and big obstacles. I could get it back, but I think Pat's too good now. I watch all his
yeah,
videos and he's killing it.
yeah, he's absolutely killing it. Another question for me is, well, a technical question because we're an actual shop. We fix and work on motorcycles here.
Yeah, I read that in the About
And
Me
we've
when I
been
was
working.
trying to figure out where the live video
Yeah,
was.
right. And we have been working. We're big two-stroke fans, and I know you are too. And I know you've been riding the TPI, and I know that you work for KTM, and I know all that stuff. But honestly, truly, do you like the carbureted bike better or the TPI bike better?
It really it really kind of depends. I really liked the 2000. Well, for me, it was the Keane bike with the older chassis because I was riding the XCW. So I think it was the 2016 bike at Erzberg when I got second. Everyone else rode the new chassis. And I don't know, I just thought that bike was like really stable and planted. I mean, it's a little bit heavier, but sometimes that's not a bad thing. But that bike ran so good, it was easier to get tuned. And then we went to the new one, or the one with the Mikuni, and it runs really good for like one spot, and you go somewhere else and you can't. You got to retune it. So it was just a pain to always deal with that. And I just like dealing with the older model where you can go pretty much anywhere with a base setup. And if you go in elevation, it'd be an easy change compared to the Mikuni one. Then with TPI, the first like month or two, we were trying to make some changes to it. It wasn't great, and then they figured something out because the like Taddy and all those guys in Europe kept testing all the time with their motor guy over there. And so I was riding a bike at home, and then when I went for that Lagares race in Portugal, where you kind of race the streets, I showed up early to test their new setup they had for the TPI, and it was like a completely new bike, and it was awesome. So, the one now that we were riding, that I rode a TKO and everything, that bike it was really good compared to where it started at the beginning of the year. So I think, it's kind of a learning curve. When the first KTM first came out, well, not KTM, but when Husaberg had that fuel injected bike with the reverse motor, they had their little
Yeah.
issues, and obviously they worked through it. So I think TPI at this point is only going to get better, and even just in the first 6 months of me on it, I saw a huge drastic change from like what I was riding in January at King of Motos to what I was riding in April in Portugal.
Right on. That's good. Yeah, we've had up here, they're just not, I haven't been impressed. Of course, we're not getting the factory stuff like you are,
Yeah.
so we don't get all the new updates. And our rental bike is a Mikuni, it's an 18 XCW, and it's got just got the Mikuni. I put the JD needle in it to make it easier to deal with instead of putting an Electron on it. Have you ever run Electron or a Smart Carb on any of them?
No, but I've been around. I've been riding with people that have electrons, and it sounds like it wants to seize the whole time because it's like pinging. It just sounds really lean. So,
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't have much. I
Yeah.
haven't toyed with it myself, but riding with other people, maybe it just wasn't quite set up right or something.
Right on. Got a guy asking, says, Joe Wayne asks, what do you think of moose bibs, and do you ever run one on your bike? I think I know the answer to that, but can you expound on mooses?
Yeah, so for me, I really like it because now I don't have to get flats and deal with that. But
Yeah.
so I run in all the extreme races. In the extreme races, we actually shave them down and get more kind of a cush feel, I guess you could say, out of it. But like for moto, like riding the motocross track and stuff, I don't like the feel of it, and they wear out. They can wear out and they get soft. So that's where it gets sketchy because it'll wallow. But for riding off road and riding trails, it's kind of nice, and then because you don't have to worry about getting a flat or run higher pressures. And I have a moto kind of set up with a tube in it, and I've gone trail riding with that, and I can actually feel. I don't want to get a flat, so I just pump the tire up, to like 16 psi, and it actually feels pretty rigid, and you kind of deflect off a lot of things. And with the bib, it kind of has a dead feel, so it's got its negatives and positives. But if you're wallowing through a bunch of whoops and it's kind of sandy, it doesn't feel great. I don't recommend it for that kind of riding. But also, if you have a Rabaconda, it's actually easier to change tires, I think, than putting a tube in and risk pinching your tube. Because I've probably done that at least 10 times, and I hate it when it happens because you have to go to the store if you don't have another tube on hand. So bibs are
We
almost
sell a ton
easier.
of mooses.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sell a ton of mooses here. In Colorado, there's lots and lots of rocks, and I won't ride without them. But when we run the nitros, because they've been holding up better for us. Are you running special things that you guys get for the team, or?
Yeah, I've pretty much ran almost all of them here or there throughout the years, and Dunlop makes them, and Dunlop has. I think you can buy them online or something. No one really has them. Everyone says they're hard to get, so I imagine that it's probably true. But they're they're almost kind of like a smaller circumference than the other bibs, but they're like really dense. So they're heavier, but they last a pretty long time. But once they start going bad, you really notice it. And I have ran the Nitro moves before, and it seems like smoother, and it does seem like it does last pretty long time compared to the other ones. And Michelin's been making them forever, and I used to buy those all the time, and those are good soft, but they kind of go bad semi quick too. So I think the most important thing is really making sure that you put a bunch of moose lube on when you put them on so they don't get hot and start deteriorating quick.
Right on. I got Ryan Chamberlain is saying he's got a new trials bike, and he's wondering if you have any tips for trials practice. I know Ryan, and he probably rides that thing alone a lot out here because there's not a ton of trials people in our part of the state. But so, do you have any good tips for a guy who's out practicing by himself?
Yeah, I mean, I think something you can easily do is like, if you go up the same rock, if you have a little rock ledge you go up that's not very big over and over, all you can do is just, we used to like put sticks on the ground or little cones and just turn in tighter and cut away your run at the ledge or something you want to ride up. And that way it incorporates more than just like, the moto guy, if a moto guy hops on a trials bike, they think speed is the answer. So they'll just come at a rock in like a straight line. I think the harder they hit it, the easier it'll be. But, that's not what trials is all about. It's more about the technique and using your body and the clutch control, throttle control. So I think cutting your run at obstacles and stuff will make it tougher, but make you a better rider at the same time. And that's where you'll get, like, when you transfer over to riding on the dirt bike, you'll be able to do like quick second technical hits and figure things out just because your mind is enveloped in and part of the bike.
Right. Are you going to be competing in the Full West series next year, or is that on the books?
I don't think so right now. I think I'm just going to do a select couple of those events just because it was so much traveling. It was like really stressful on my body going back and forth
Yeah.
like that. It's pretty tough. Regarding jet lag, I'd almost have to move there, which would be tricky because I still race over here in the States. So I
Right.
think for sure I'll be doing Erzberg, maybe a couple other ones, but I'm trying to work something out where I help promote some of these hard enduro series in the States next year. So there's kind of seems like there's more and more of these events growing, and I want to be kind of on the front end of it and help promote it because I think it's really cool and I find enjoyment in it, and it seems like other people are starting to now as well. So I want to try and make a push to make that whole thing happen.
Awesome. What's your favorite hard enduro here in the States that is still going, I should say?
Yeah, I think for sure TKO, just because I have a good resume
Did you
there.
win it?
Yeah, because I've won it a couple times. But uh, I like King of Motos was like had really fast bits and then some really hard stuff. But when there's so much traction and like grippy rocks like that, you can like it's like almost dangerous to go like make it hard. You know what I mean? Whereas like a
Right.
TKO, it's like this simple little creek bed, but it's so slippery there. So I think like the riders who have fitness, bike skills, everything comes into play. Where somewhere like King of Motos, like if you're scary fast in the desert, you could almost win the race, even though it's supposed to be an extreme race because there's so much traction you can just ride right over every rock out there. Compared to
Right.
TKO at least.
Right. Are you going to be doing the rev limiter?
Yeah, I'm going back to Rev Limiter. They actually, Mark, the promoter of that race, was messaging me probably a month ago now, and I'm going back to Super Enduro as well this year. So there was like a conflict kind of there for me in dates, and I think he actually pushed the date back so I can be a part of the event again. So that was cool and handy. That I think they realized that having a top guy there who wants to help promote it is important to the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a couple guys that are asking if or when or if you have ever ridden a snow bike, and of course they want you to come out here to Colorado
I
and ride with
know.
us.
It seems like every single state is like, I got guys from Oregon, Idaho. The Idaho guys are really big, and then people from Colorado as well keep trying to get me to come out on a snow bike. So I think everyone says it's a blast. I have not done it. It's something I want to do. So I'm a terrible skier. So I figured since I'm decent on a motorcycle, I should be able to at least enjoy the snow because I did not have
Oh,
fun skiing.
you'll have a blast. It really is a lot of fun. And actually, it's pretty slow. Like it's not a fast sport,
Yeah.
so you probably like it even more because it's almost trialsy in nature.
Yeah. It looks like it.
Except for the rev the bike consistently, like to the moon.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why you have a
so I
rev
got
limiter.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Got Elliot Rubin is asking, what is your opinion on electric dirt bikes?
I think it's really cool. I think it'll probably, well, the thing with electric, I think a huge thing right now is just like the government is pushing it, and like there's a lot of subsidies, and there's a lot of investment money going into it. So we're seeing like a huge kind of influx into the market of people being interested in it with all brands like skateboards, cars, obviously, and street vehicles or like street bikes. And now also we have dirt bikes. So, Alta had, I don't know what happened there, but they're done for now. But people want to buy them.
Harley Davidson happened.
Yeah, Harley. But people want to invest back into it. So, I mean, the bike is really quick, and obviously we saw Ty Tremaine get third at an endurocross race in it. So it's pretty impressive. It's heavier bike. I know they had a bunch of tricks up their sleeves to lighten it up. So it's probably a lot lighter than stock. But um, for me, riding it, it was really tricky to know what the heck was going on because I'm a rider where like my feedback is through the sound of the bike, and you can kind of feel that tug and torque as it comes on. And like I think a rider like Ashley Fiolik, she was deaf. She might probably ride the bike better than I could because I'm connected with my ears to what's going on. So without having a clutch, it's weird too. But I think you can almost carry speed better if you're not always pulling the clutch in corners and stuff. But there's just something about mixing, putting my gas in my bike and seeing the smoke come out in
Yeah.
cold mornings that I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I like to ride. I mean, part of the reason I like to ride two strokes is because they make a lot of sound and it sounds like I'm faster
than
than
what
I
you really are.
actually am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I need a 125 just to.
Yeah.
so, um, so quick couple more questions here. Roy Moline wants to know if you're going to race the Shady Burrow Enduro in Colorado this coming summer. I don't know if you've even heard of it, but it's an
I
awesome
don't know.
race.
I'll probably find out more about it actually this weekend. I'm actually going to Denver Friday. They're having the Rocky Mountain Enduro banquet for the end of the year. And when I was at Denver Endurocross, they actually asked me if I can come out and do a little talk there and present some awards. And I felt like that was an awesome opportunity, and I want to be a part of it. And my wife's always trying to get me to move to Colorado because she went to school there. So
Nice. Where did she go to
she
school?
went to Boulder. I read
Okay.
you went to Fort Collins on your thing
Yeah.
there.
So there's a
Yeah.
little. Sorry, I can't like her.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then also everyone
No.
from Colorado State can't like her either because they have the football rivalry. I've already heard all about it.
Right. Another question, Rodney James first is asking if you ever do seminars like training, riding training.
I've done some here and there. I've never like organized one myself. I've done kind of some one-on-one stuff here before with some like amateur pro kids coming through the ranks, and then if when other people have organized schools, I've come out and kind of been like a guest instructor and kind of gone through everything I do, what I've learned, and not only do I talk about like riding, but also kind of nutrition and the fitness aspect of it as well, because it's all important. But I haven't organized anything myself personally. It's something I want to do. It's just a matter of finding out when, where, stuff like that.
Right. That is something I would love to talk to you about because we had Russell Bobbitt come out and teach for a thing this last summer out here in Montrose. So maybe I'll talk to you later about another trip, a trip to Colorado where you could actually make some money too.
Yeah, that's good. I like those kind of trips.
Yeah, exactly. And your wife would be stoked. Have you ever ridden the Montrose area?
I have
Especially for
driven
me.
I've driven through Montrose on the way to like trials events back in the day. So like through on the way to like Salida, I think it is, and
Turkey Rock.
Cotopaxi out in the middle of nowhere, in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but I've never got to ride an actual like full size and suspension bike out there, just like the trials bikes, which
Right on.
it's awesome out there. The one thing it's weird is elevation seems to affect the power of the trials bikes more, I feel like, than the dirt bikes. I don't know why that
Yeah.
is. It just seems like it.
It's probably the pipe and
Yeah, the small airbox too,
just the
maybe.
nature of it.
Yeah.
Two strokes really suffer anyway with elevation, but I think the way the expansion chamber works on a trials bike, it really does
Yeah, fall on
suck
its
them
face.
apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's something I
Javier
would want to
Gonzalez
do.
says to say hi.
Oh, is that my trail tag guy?
Yeah,
Yeah. Is he
yeah,
still?
yeah.
I.
He's working for me doing suspension
Oh
and
wow,
mechanic
cool.
stuff now.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
after Everett and drove across. Someone FaceTimed him, who
yeah, yeah. That was
the
that's
gas
Corbin
kid.
Davis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the gas kid. I'm surprised he's not on here. He's usually on here being ridiculous.
Annoying everyone.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's a good kid though.
Yeah, no, he
But
was cool.
yeah. Elliot Rubin is asking, what kind of training outside of dirt bikes do you do to stay physically fit? So, what is your like cardio weights thing? Kind of what do you do that way?
I need to do more weights with my legs because I have chicken legs, so I can't. For some reason, I can't get any calf muscle gain or quad gain. But um, mostly, I just do like a bunch of stretching in the morning. Kind of, it's like just to get the day going. And I do core work. I kind of have like this set ab workout I do, and then I don't really do much of anything with my arms, or all my strength really comes from riding. And I'm an arm pump guy, so I'm one of those guys that if my forearms got any bigger, it would just make things worse for me. So I
Right.
don't do arm workout stuff because there's so much that happens on the bike. It may not look like it, but there's a lot going on there. So
Right.
then off the bike training is I do a lot of cycling, whether it be mountain bike or road bike, and then I have one of those rowing machines, like the stand-up ones, and that
Okay.
thing's a total ass kicker. It's like I have like a normal rowing machine that I got a couple of years ago, and that thing like doesn't even feel like you do a workout compared to that stand-up ski. It's called ski erg, and
Okay.
it's like 10 minutes in, and there's just a pile of sweat on the ground below you. So I think it works pretty good. But
Nice.
yeah, mostly I don't do too high intensity stuff off the bike because all my, I want my heart rate to like be realistic to what it is in the race, and then everything else is kind of like base training and maintaining and training my body to, I guess, perform better at lower levels, so that heart rate will drop sooner when I do my high stuff on the bike.
I know a question that some people had. I haven't seen it come up yet, which is weird. Is do you like tacos? And if so, what is your favorite kind of taco?
Yeah, I like tacos. I was actually just at a beer and taco festival last weekend, which was a mess because they sold way too many tickets and it was took forever to get any tacos. But I just like simple street tacos. It doesn't. It, I'll have chicken or carne asada, but it just kind of depends on the day what I'm feeling. So actually, yesterday I was at like this little Friendsgiving for the local Red Bull distributors in my area, and they had a taco truck there, and I had two chicken and two carne asada, so I'm not picky.
Nice. I know you're a busy dude, so we're coming up on 30 minutes. And I want everybody, first of all, let me answer someone asked. Richard Kirby, you asked about TPI versus card. Cody already answered that. So if you want to go back in the video and do that. Jack Brown says hi from Vegas.
What's up, Jack?
Let's see. There you go. Let's see. I think that is about it for those questions. I mean, there's probably some that we missed, but we are going to give away a Highland Cycles Dirt Bikes hat, and Cody is going to ask the question, and the first person, I can see their comments going up, so the first person to get it correct will win a hat shipped or pick up. So go for it.
All right. So growing up, my mom always told me that dirt bikes were too dangerous, which is why I rode trials. So, obviously I had to go ride a dirt bike. So everyone else had one. So how how old was I when I bought my first dirt bike and started riding enduro? Is my trivia question for you.
There we go. All right, everybody, chime in. Jamin, you asked about West 2019. Cody's going to do a few of them. Oh, Chandler Henry asked, are you going to do Romaniacs?
I want to. I don't know. I was there this year because I'd already bought my flight, and it just depends on how the schedule goes up later that part of the year. But it's something I want to do. I don't know why. It looks like a sufferfest, but I find joy in that, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. All right, I got ages coming in. The first one was 19.
Oh, that guy already won. He
Oh,
must have
nice.
read my story.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, doing research counts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's right on. And because I didn't do my research, how old are you now?
30.
30, right on.
Yeah.
So a young.
I can't grow a beard, and I always try and like look young so people think, that they're more likely to hire me to keep me going.
Right, good.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, sweet Matt, Andreas won. Thank you so much. Cody, thank you for being here. We're going to let you go. I got a couple more things to say, but I know you're a busy man. So thank you so much. And we will talk to you about trying to get you out to Colorado, maybe on a snow bike. So.
All right. Snow bike, regular bike, whatever it is. I'll ride it.
Awesome, man.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
You too. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Matt, Andres, you win the hat. Message me your address. Anybody who's watching now who's chiming in with questions, he answered a bunch of those questions before. Not all of them, but so he answered a whole bunch. So go back and watch that. Watch this thing from the beginning. It's best to watch it here on Facebook because, I don't know what you got to do to tap to see all the comments coming up, but do that. So awesome. That was super, super cool. Thank you all so much for watching. That really means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to Cody. He is a really, really great guy. He has been so nice about answering my emails and things like that. So support him 100%. Like, whatever you gotta do. If you go to a race and he's there, cheer for him. If he's got stuff to sell, buy it. Whatever. The guy is awesome. So it was huge that he got up at, who knows when he got up, but he's on at 6:30 California time to talk to a bunch of goofballs on the internet. So massive thank you to Cody Webb. Massive thank you to all you people. If you guys are enjoying this show every week, please, please, please like it. Please give us a thumbs up. Do whatever you got to do. Share this thing with your friends. Yes, he does ride without a recluse. We should have mentioned that. He absolutely rides without a recluse because he's got talent. Some of us have to buy talent. I'm trying not to buy talent anymore. But yeah, if you didn't catch the whole thing, please go back. He comes on maybe 3 minutes in. So yeah, jump on, check out the whole show. Next week is Thursday is Thanksgiving. We are going to do a show. Thanksgiving, we're going to do, right, thank you, Roy, for watching. We're going to do a show Thanksgiving morning. I'd love to have people actually join me, like come to me. So if you want to come hang out on Thanksgiving morning before you go eat turkey, let me know. Shoot me a message. If you know me personally, send me a text, whatever. And we can drink coffee and we can talk about dirt bikes. Next week, next Friday, please, if you're around here, come ride dirt bikes with us at Dry Creek. We're going to go have a ton of fun. There'll be hard stuff. There'll be easy stuff. There'll be a little bit of everything. It's going to be awesome. If anybody out there is watching this has some contacts of other pro racers, or not pro racers actually, that we want to interview, shoot me a message. Don't put it in the comments because I probably won't see it. There's so many comments that come through. I won't probably see it afterwards, but if you guys have, or if you have suggestions, we'll try to get a hold of people. I want to get more pros on. Again, next week, Thanksgiving. we're gonna back it up. Sorry, so and this will all be on Facebook. We're gonna back it up to 8:30 instead of 7:30. Thanksgiving morning. We were gonna do it. We might do it from my house. Turkey burn. We will be. I'll do it, Roy. I will do a live start to the turkey burn, but sadly, I don't have the ability to do that while we ride. But we'll do a live start. That'd be cool. Roy, you should come out and ride, which would be awesome because you're not too terribly far away. Yeah, thank you all so much for this. Cody just sent me a thumbs up text, which is really cool. I think he had a good time. Thank you guys. Anyway, I love it. I appreciate all the love, all the support, all the help. We are trying to do our very best here to spread the gospel of two wheels. Yeah, help us do that. Share this around. Like us, subscribe to us. Follow us on Facebook. We got a YouTube channel. Instagram, we're at Highland Cycles. If you're on there, do that. We're trying to blow this social media thing up for us. Yeah, so let's do it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Spread love, spread happiness, spread positivity today because that's what dirt bikes are all about. And when you get a chance, go and ride your dirt bikes!